What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Kaiza-Sama, and we are back with another Dragon Ball Daima episode review. So, for today's video, we are going over episode 2 that just aired on Friday morning, afternoon. And if you guys are new here, drop that like and subscribe so you guys are in the know and you guys can stay tuned with the post notifications so you know when I drop a new video. Now, let's go ahead and just dive right into it. So with episode 2, we basically do pick up right where we left off with episode 1. And with that being said, we see Shinron is basically about to disappear. And Goma, he ends up asking Shinron, wait, what about my last 2 wishes? And Shinron basically tells him, well, only my regulars get, the all 3 of the wishes. So, we've seen in certain instances where the dragon of Shinron itself is not powerful enough to grant 3 wishes. But then in this instance, we see that Shinron actually has the choice to not grant 3 wishes to certain people that summon him. So with that being said, I do believe that there's, those 2 instances where, we saw in Superhero when Piccolo, he goes to ask Dende about the wishes for the Dragon Ball. And when he gets there, Dende, he pours like this special type of water over the Shinron like dragon orb, and it basically boosts up the power of the wishes whenever you actually summon Shinron. So this was just one of those other small details, within Dragon Ball that we see that Shinron actually does have a choice to, block out those other wishes if he chooses, if you're not like a regular of his. So, with that being said, I would say his regulars are probably considered to be Goku, the Z Fighters, of course, Piccolo, Dende, and as he basically dips up out of there, Goma is just pissed. He's, mad about, not getting the last 2 wishes. And he even says that if that was the case, I would have just wished for the 3rd eye. And Degesu, he basically kind of, tries to cheer him up and says, well, at least you got what you wanted. Ultimately, you got, your competition reduced to the size of children. And, we end up looking over at Dende, and he's turned into a baby. Because, we really weren't thinking at first because we were just thinking about Goten and Trunks being turned into babies, but actually Dende got turned into a baby. He got turned into a baby as well, too. So with that being said, Goma, he takes into this whole plan of just basically kidnapping Dende, taking him with him. Popo tries to stop him, but he's not, really doing anything to Degesu as he just grabs Dende and they nope out of there back in their spaceship. And we basically get the POV back down to Trunks' birthday party. Goku and Vegeta are just shocked. They're trying to figure out what the hell just happened. Bulma, she's yelling that Trunks has turned into a baby. Goten and Trunks, they're still, intact with their Saiyan powers, even though they're babies. So at that point, they can still, I guess, telepathically communicate with each other. So it was pretty interesting to see that. And, I don't know if everybody picked up on that, but that is basically what they were doing. They were telepathically like talking to each other. So we basically see, Goku, Vegeta, they're pissed about what's going on. They're trying to figure out what happened. East Supreme Kai and Kabuto, they come over to them and they basically tell them that there was this weird energy coming from the lookout. And we even see that Master Roshi, he's been turned into a kid. He's feeling good. He's just happy to be young again. He thinks he's the hot stuff and all that. So once they basically round up and they instant transmission back to the lookout, they meet up with Popo, and Popo tells them some strange men came and they kidnapped Dende. And they basically wished Shinron to turn you guys into kids. And that's when Vegeta, he's pissed about everything. And then Goku wants to go to the Demon Realm to save Dende. But they end up finding out that, there's no way to actually travel to the Demon Realm. Degesu, he, states that his brother is involved and that he has a spaceship that they can possibly use. but it's so old because he hasn't used it since the first time that he actually came to, like, the Earth realm. So Goku, he gets the idea to get Bulma to basically fix it. And as he tries to fly off, we basically see that he's flying around basically like a damn fly. Like they really have to get reacclimated to their bodies because now they have these, Saiyan abilities and flying abilities, but they're in like kid bodies now, so they have to like relearn everything. Like literally, it's so funny, dude, because you see these instances of Goku trying to take off flying from somewhere, and this man just starts, he'll take off flying, and then this man will just dip down, and he's like, oh shit. Like, it really gives you that, like, Spider-Man vibe, like, when he lost his webs for a little bit. Is real funny, dude. And we see how Bulma, she starts working on the spaceship. Goku, he's, flying up in the air, shadow boxing, trying to get, reacclimated to his body again. It seems like Vegeta, he is, this is one of those points where, those early points where we probably weren't paying attention, and he was kind of already doing some of that mental training again. Because I personally don't see Vegeta doing too much training like Goku does with the whole shadow boxing and all that. So Goku, he gets the idea to go get his what's it called, the no Yobu. He goes to get that back from Kareem, and once he gets up there, Kareem, he basically already knows what's going on. So I thought about that, and I was like, okay, so if you already knew what was going on, like, you were sitting there watching this happen, bro. Like, what the hell? But, Kareem, he can only do so much, so I'm not really, like, blaming him like that, but it's just funny that he already knew what was going on. He wasn't really surprised to see Goku turned into a kid. So, with that being said, what happens after that? Kareem, he basically tells Goku that his no Yobu is with Master Roshi because he was the last one to use it. So Goku has to go to Master Roshi's place. He gets there. He gets his hands on it again. Then by the time he gets back to the lookout, they are all having dinner. Bulma put together this big-ass feast. So they're sitting there at the table eating. And Goku, he ends up asking Piccolo, what exactly do you, like, remember from the demon realm? And Piccolo goes on to tell Goku, well, I don't really remember anything because I was never actually born there. And, once you really sit there and think about it, the whole pointy ear thing, they, try to sit there and say, well, you have pointy ears, you're from the demon realm. Well, that's not really the case technically with, like, everybody that you see with pointy ears. So, that was something that we kind of tried to assume after watching episode 1, is that Piccolo is from the demon realm. But, he kind of like, he kind of gets more technical on that whole topic in this episode, and he explains to Goku, well, I wasn't born at that time frame because, that was like way back when my people were like originally in the demon realm. And, he basically explains that they found their own planet. They don't like to be ruled over. So that was the original reason why most of them, ended up escaping out of the demon realm. And, Neva, he ends up mentioning earlier in the episode as well, when they at first got to the lookout, he explains that Neva is basically the oldest Namekian that has, like, stayed back within the demon realm. And being that he's the oldest one that stayed back, he basically, like, looks over the Dragon Balls of the demon realm, and the Tamagambis, like, actually protect them, like, physically. Like, they're the ones that will actually fight somebody that, is actually trying to get their hands on the Dragon Ball. And with that being, like, the main conversation and breakdown with Goku and Piccolo, we then end up getting this spark in the sky and this Glorio spaceship. He lands. They get ready. They think it's somebody from the demon realm because Popo, he ends up saying that he recognizes that type of spaceship. That's the last one, the other demons were in. So they all get prepared. excuse me, he says that it's like a different color and whatnot. So it may not be the same ones, but they end up saying, well, we still need to be on guard. Glorio, he steps out. They see his pointy ears. They say he's from the Demon Realm. He says, yeah, but I basically came here to get Goku because we need to defeat King Goma. So everybody's shocked. They're like, who the heck is King Goma? And basically, right off the rip, East Supreme Kai, he already knew about King Goma. And he states to them, well, King Goma is a Majin. He's not to be underestimated, and he's real crafty. Even though he's a small dude, he's not to be, underestimated with his dark magic power. And I pretty much had already knew that. I wasn't really like underestimating him just because he's, this small, wacky looking character or whatever. I knew that he has some power to him. But I know as well that there's other villains within the Demon Realm that want to take out Goma so they can basically take his place. And that's kind of the vibe that I get from Glorio, to be completely honest with you. Glorio, he kind of gives me those kind of like heart vibes from Super Dragon Ball Heroes. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of gives off the vibes like, let's make an alliance. You know what I mean? But in the long run, he's really just going to turn his back on you, possibly, and basically take, take whatever right out of your hands, after you guys have just did this whole mission together. So Glorio definitely gives me some weird vibes here and there, just from like, his facial expressions, his demeanor. He comes off as like, a respectable being, but in the long run, you can just get like this eerie feeling like, okay, something is off about this dude, just a tiny bit. So I feel like we're eventually going to see something about him kind of unfold later on within the season. So I'm pretty excited to see what kind of comes from Glorio. But Glorio states that he needs Goku to come with him. The East Supreme Kai says that he'll go because his brother is involved. And Glorio is cool with that. And Bulma wants to inspect his spaceship so she can get an idea of the spaceship that she's fixing up for the Kai. Vegeta wants to go with him, but Glorio says that his spaceship can only hold 3 people. And the whole thing with that is that they're basically going to be on their own separate missions as far as Goku and Vegeta. They wanted to basically give them, I feel like they're going to give them their own moments of shine within the season. Goku, he's of course going to have his moments. Vegeta is going to have his moments. And that basically leads me to believe that that is going to lead us down that path of seeing Vegeta go into Super Saiyan 3. I know that's, kind of like a tad bit of a spoiler, but for some people, it may not be, because it's pretty much like public knowledge at this point. My guy, Geekdom, he's already made a video about it and everything, and he's already stated that Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is already being, it's already been stated that we're going to see it. And that leads me to, my other point of how Saiyans can harbor, power within certain transformations so that they don't have to, actually use a certain transformation. So I feel like Vegeta is going to use Super Saiyan 3 because he's excited to use it. He can use it now, finally, because he's seen Goku use it. But he's going to experience how it is like, impactful on your body. And he's going to get to that point where, screw it. I really don't even need Super Saiyan 3 like that. So I feel like that's what we're eventually going to see him do once, he uses it, at least for a little while. But I am pretty excited to see him use that form. But that's pretty much how the episode ends. I know we're going to get that little small clip at the end after the outro, and it basically shows that they're going to arrive into the Demon Realm within the next episode. So it seems like the episodes are kind of moving along very pacefully. You know what I'm saying? They're not spending too long on one subject or too long at one place. I feel like we're going to get some very good fight scenes, but we're also going to get that tad bit of like slice of life content too, because, even though we haven't seen too much fighting from the first two excuse me, from the first two episodes, I feel like we still have gotten some great content as far as like graphics and effects, lore that we didn't know about, certain things within the Dragon Ball realm and whatnot. So it's really cool to just get this whole like kind of like a updated modern refresher about new things and old things about Dragon Ball. Is really just a cool feeling to sit here and watch the episodes play out. But let me know what you guys think about the episode. Let me know any theories that you guys may have about what's going to play out within the next following episodes. And let me know if you're not really feeling Dragon Ball Diamond, because I know everybody might not be a fan of it just because it's the new hot thing and whatnot. I do I completely understand that. You know what I mean? It may not be the same taste for everybody because, everybody's been waiting for the moral arc and everything like that. I completely get it, man. But I'm saying as well, do not, do not sleep on Dragon Ball Daima, dude. Do not sleep on it. It is a very fire show. And then, like I said, the graphics and the animations are like movie quality for like every episode. It's not going to be like, oh, every other episode was like bad graphics and it was terrible. No, bro. This looks like a movie that was like split up into like small episodes. That's literally what this like effect and like graphics look like, man. It's amazing. So like I said, let me know down in the comments if you're a fan of it, and if you're not, what you're looking forward to, what theories you have. And I will see you guys in the next episode review video. You guys take care. Turn on those notifications so you stay tuned, and peace.